ostatnich latach wielu wysokich rangą urzędników państwowych w USA i w innych krajach udzieliło zdumiewających wypowiedzi na temat UFO. Według ich rewelacji NASA ma być w posiadaniu w pełni operacyjnej floty kosmicznej. Pierwsze informacje na temat domniemanej floty pojawiły się w marcu 2002 roku. Szkocki haker Gary McKinnon zdołał włamać się do komputerów amerykańskiej armii, sił powietrznych, marynarki oraz NASA. Jak sam twierdzi, szukał informacji o ukrywanych dowodach na istnienie darmowej energii oraz UFO. To, co odkrył, doprowadziło do tego, że w USA ciąży na nim wyrok 70 lat pozbawienia wolności, a Amerykanie już 11 lat próbują dokonać jego ekstradycji. Co takiego odkrył McKinnon, że USA ściga go tak zajedle? Jak sam powiedział, przeszukiwałem dokumenty i znalazłem pliki w Excelu, który zawierał tabelę nazwaną Pozaziemscy oficerowie. Były w niej rangi, imiona oraz znaczniki, wedle których byli oni przeznaczeni do transferu materiału pomiędzy statkami. Tego typu relacje od dawna wspierane były przez wysokich rangą urzędników, jak choćby byłego szefa CIA, który w 1960 roku w wypowiedzi dla gazety New York Times stwierdził, że wyżsi rangą oficerowie sił powietrznych są poważnie zaniepokojeni UFO. Jednak z uwagi na potrzebę zachowania tajemnicy służbowej i oszczędzenia sobie śmieszności, obywatele mają uwierzyć, że nieznane obiekty latające są zwyczajnym nonsensem.
No, for me it was more than coincidence. I mean, this woman had said, this is what happened in this building, in this space center. I went into that building, that space center, and saw exactly that. And the folders were even called unprocessed and processed or raw and filtered or something, so...
Do you have a copy of this? It came down to your machine?
No, it came... The graphical remote viewer works frame by frame. It's a Java application. So it's nothing saved on your hard drive, or at least if it is, only one frame at a time might be.
So did you get one frame?
No.
What happened?
Well, once I was cut off and my picture disappeared, I was
You were actually cut off at the time you were downloading the picture?
Yeah, I saw the guy's hand move across. And bear in mind, you're not downloading it, you're viewing it remotely. So in a way it is downloading because the picture's coming from there to yours, but you're not downloading it as a named file to your hard drive, you're viewing it through an application.
I mean, if I was to go and look for pictures that you've described, I'd make blooming sure that I could record everything that happened on my machine. Is there a way to do that?
I think there probably was a screenshot function in Remotely Anywhere, which I didn't use. And I'm sitting there bedazzled, thinking, crikey, this really is looking weirder and weirder the more that comes of it. And also I thought that I was safe there. I didn't think I'd be caught, 3/4 of the way through looking at the first picture I'd looked at. And also I was amazed that it was how she said it would be.
So you were cut off while you were looking at this picture. A few months later, you were caught. What happened on that day?
National High-Tech Crime Unit knocked on your door early in the morning. I'd been asleep for about an hour, I think. So I was very groggy.
You weren't up all night hacking?
I was, yes. But fortunately for me, they'd been monitoring me for 3 months beforehand and saw that I wasn't doing damage, that I was snooping around. So it was good in a way. Yeah, that was March 2002, and they said, oh, you might get 6 months or so community service. Next thing I know, in November 2002, 6 months has turned into 60 years in an American jail.
Why do they think that sentence is suitable for you?
They've written some new cybercrime laws, and when I was following my case and following the changes in legislation, and even the minute changes made to the legislation, I'm sure my case heavily affected the new cybercrime laws in America. I think they're peeing their pants. They're incredibly scared that their computer systems are so easy to get into. And so rather than stop the bad practice and increase the security or employ proper IT people instead of training up military personnel, they're trying to scare everyone away from not doing it. So I'm the anti-hacking poster boy,
That's why you think they're trying to impose such a serious sentence. Why are they saying they're imposing such a serious sentence?
They say I've damaged every machine I was on.
Is that possible?
Well, I mean, yeah, you could have done, but it wouldn't have been in my interest. I wanted to maintain a quiet presence. Also, they say that for it to be an extraditable offence, it has to be worth a year in prison. For it to be worth a year in prison, it has to be $5,000 worth of damage. As if by magic, lo and behold, every machine I'm on is $5,000 worth of damage.
$5,000 worth of damage to each machine.
Yeah.
Is that possible? How much were those machines worth, do you think?
Well, crikey, I mean, in America, PCs are even cheaper than they are over here. I'm sure they probably cost about $500.
So these are military
So,
PCs.
Military PCs, but
So there's a good chance that
pretty
they're
low
not standard.
Well, if they weren't standard, they wouldn't have had blank passwords and been running Windows and connected to the internet.
You acknowledge that what you did was against the law. It was wrong, don't you?
Unauthorized access is against the law, and it is wrong.
What do you think is a suitable punishment for someone that did what you did?
Well, firstly, because of what I was looking for, I think I was morally correct, even though I regret it now. I think a free energy technology should be publicly available. I want to be tried in my own country under the Computing Misuse Act, and I want evidence brought forward, or at least want the Americans to have to provide evidence in order to extradite me, because I know there is no evidence of damage, and that is the main brunt of the charges. That's what's gone from 6 months community service to 60 years in a foreign jail.
Do you understand maybe that someone who hacks into such a high level of secure building and such a high level of secure computers, that sounds like a serious offence? You were hacking just after September the 11th, 2001, weren't you?
Well, I was hacking long before and for a while afterwards as well. So, you know.
During the immediate aftermath of 9/11?
No, not immediately. It was actually... I think that was around... I had actually stopped for a while towards the end of 2000 and started again after a few months. So I can't even remember if I was doing it at the time, but certainly not, you know, during it, because I was with everyone else watching it on television. Crikey.
Okay. Do you have any tips to stop hackers like yourself from getting into computers within companies or within homes?
Yeah, first of all, have a password. Don't have blank passwords. I think your first line of defense is stuff that's already part of Windows. So as well as having a good password, in the office environment you should enforce log on and log off hours, so no one can log on before or after office hours. Simple tweak to make in the Windows security. Make sure everyone turns off the machines at night when they go home from the office, or make sure you turn off your router at night if you've got broadband and you go to bed at night. Turn off the remote registry service.
Now let's just talk about that. Can you just talk us through what the remote registry service is and how you turn it off?
Okay. The registry is where lots of information about your computer is stored on a computer. The remote registry service allows the remote user to remotely query your registry. The useful information it contains is stuff about your password policy, your usernames, etc., etc. And it's something that you don't need unless you're in a specific situation in an office environment. Windows XP Home has it turned off by default, but Windows XP Professional doesn't.
So Windows XP has basically a button flicked somewhere, a switch flicked somewhere that says allow remote access to my machine, and it's switched on. That facility's switched on.
It's switched on by default in Windows XP Professional, but not Windows XP Home.
Yeah. So you would advise users to go in and switch that off.
Yep. And if you search on the internet for remote registry switch off, there's plenty of guides out there, I'm sure.
Just also tell me about the name of the admin user. I thought that was quite interesting when you told me that on the phone.
Yeah, if people are trying to hack a Windows machine, they're after the administrator account, as I was. That's the top dog on the machine. Gives you full control of the local machine. One simple technique you can use is just to go into your users and passwords and control panel and rename the administrator. Call it, you know, whatever your name is or whatever you like.
So hackers won't know what.
Yeah, so they'll keep trying administrator with lots of different passwords, not knowing the username's wrong, so we'll never get there.
Gary, it's been really fascinating. Thanks for your time.
No, thank you.